Hi, we are Brisbane Boys in Dance. This is our third podcast episode, and we are here with.
William Hodgins.
Will, you've been dancing for quite a while. What dance styles and genres do you do?
The dance styles I do at the moment are mainly just hip hop. Just hip hop right now. But I hope that after comp season I'm able to do more contemporary stuff. That's what I miss the most.
Nice. Is there a reason you're drawn to hip hop as your style, as your specialized style?
Yes, the main reason I enjoy hip hop and what has drawn me to it is will always be those movies like Step Up, Stomp the Yard. Even I think You Got Served, especially when it comes to competitions. Those those three type of movies really made me want to do hip hop, just because it's like one, it looks cool, and two, shows that you can win stuff
Yeah.
doing it.
Do you think your style is impacted by those type of movies that you consumed when you were younger?
Definitely when it comes to my teaching, because I think of the age that I teach and the and what the kids are like. I'm like, oh, if I was their age, I would like this. And I asked them if they've watched the movies, and they're like, no, not I. I was like, no.
Um, so obviously you're a teacher as well, so you know that mentorship plays a critical role in dance journeys. Um, how do you like to mentor the younger generation when you teach?
The way I like to mentor the younger kids now is definitely when it's time to work, we work, but when we can have fun, we do. So I let them kind of have that freedom in class a tiny bit, but when it's coming up to doing a show or we have a project coming up or we have to be ready to film, I kind of have to be a bit harder on them. And sometimes they take it well, sometimes they don't. But that's what you get when you're teaching young kids.
Yeah.
It's a give and take.
Do you think that that style has come from how your mentors have mentored you?
Oh, definitely. The style that I have now is very, I'll drop the name, is very Hillary based. Like when I dance, everyone can see it.
And who is Hillary?
Hillary is the owner of Bloodline Dance Company, and he is an absolute gun when it
Yeah.
comes to the hip hop scene in Brisbane.
Yeah. Um, so obviously training at Bloodline, that's at quite a high level of competition, and they have quite an intense training program. Um, how do you cope with the physical demand of it? Like, do you do extra recovery and training and
I think the one thing I do the most to help myself recover and be better is do extras. I know it sounds a bit
backwards?
backwards, but it helps you more, especially when you're dancing, to know how to get through just that one bit of the set, or know how to get up faster in case you do fall over. Just have better like quick thinking when you're mid set and to not feel dead at the very end.
Mm.
Because I do not miss feeling dead at the set where
No.
I'm struggling to breathe.
Um, speaking of, have you had a particular set or anything where you've really had to step outside of your comfort zone?
When I was in varsity, we you have to do certain styles. So the main styles we did were open choreo, which is mainly gangster, just the typical hip hop style, popping, whacking, and crump. The main style I am not confident in at all is whacking because it goes against everything my body wants to do.
So can you describe whacking as a genre a little bit?
Um, Whacking is a very femme style. You'll find most girls do it very well because it comes very natural to most of them. Some of them it can be a bit different, especially if you were trained by Hills. It's very different for some of the girls we dance with, but it requires you to be very high posture, like open your chest, shoulders back, and mainly move like minimally. Like your whole body is kind of based all around just your arms and your
It's quite
chest.
stoic.
Yeah, very stoic. But my body can't seem to do it.
Yeah.
I'm way better at, which is the other side of the thing is crump. I'm way better at that
Mm.
than fem.
So obviously there's obviously going to be styles that not everyone is great at.
Mm.
How do you navigate sets and stuff where you are doing challenging styles that aren't necessarily what feels natural to you?
What we do is we try to divide the room in half, especially if it's the mega crew. We try to divide the room in half and go, this side does the whole set, and your other half is just watching you, and they give feedback. But if it's a style that we know that, mainly for us, our boys, we're awful at it, apart from like one or two of us, awful at fem, we'd get certain teachers to come in and teach us the foundations of it. They don't expect us to be perfect, obviously, but for HHI and their kind of rule book, you have to at least have the foundation to get those points, and that's mainly what we're trying to shoot for this year.
Yes. So obviously you do lots of different styles and stuff. Have you ever been injured as a dancer?
Luckily, I haven't had any injuries that I've had to sit out for over a long period of time. I have had a few concussions,
Yes.
especially in this last few months. I've had someone fall on my head. I've had at a comp, we did a flip and I fell onto my back. But the important bit with that is I got up and kept going. But no, I haven't had any injuries where I've had to be out for a few months. But I have a feeling that the more intense stuff we do, I'm kind of not waiting for it to happen, but when it happens, I'll just say,
Yeah.
it's the first one, so get it out the way.
So when you've had those setbacks, how did that make you feel?
Um, for me, with those kind of like failing on stage, my pride just goes straight to the floor. Like recently when it happened, finished the set, but I did not want to be on stage anymore. I just kind of stood at the back, put my jacket over my head, and tried to hide. But no, I could hear my dance teacher in my ear saying just like keep your head up. But I was more annoyed at myself when it happened, not anyone else, because it's like it's my trick. It's all on me. If I fail it, then the blow up moment doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Obviously, dance is highly competitive. How do you approach competition, and how do you handle setbacks like that?
When it comes to comps for Bloodline, I have a feeling there's a bit of a thing where people sometimes think we're not nice people when we're at a comp. Some people probably think that oh, why are they so mean when it comes to a comp? But in our mind, we're here to win. We're not trying to be mean to you guys, but I'm in this state of mind right now before I go on stage, and I can't let anything throw me off, otherwise I won't perform to my best. And I think to some people that can be us being mean, but to us we want to be at our best. And it's not personal. Like nothing's really personal. So yeah, we just try to all be in that one mindset, and after we compete, everything's all good because we just left it on stage.
Nice. A lot of people in the dance community have a really big focus on community, both within their studio and outside their studio. How has community impacted you as a dancer?
The dance community, I find in Australia, can be very uplifting sometimes. Like when you go down to Sydney and see some dance companies are a bit private, some are very open and big energy. I think when it comes to Brisbane, the community is very good. But with Bloodline, I feel like instead of it just kind of being like a community, it's like a big family. Like we all know personal stuff within if you're a teacher within our students, and it's more like a mentor instead of just like a teacher. And I think that's the most important thing that we need in the community today is more mentors that are able to turn these kids into future leaders. Because I feel like there's not that many at the moment, young leaders, and they're very hard to come by.
Amazing. Um, so obviously you're in a position where you both compete at a high level and you teach. Do you think your position right now is fortune or hard work?
I would say for for me, it's been hard work, and I can say that because my mentor would not let me have what I have without all of that. Because when I first joined in 2020, I was just an understudy in the varsity crew, and now I'm teaching kids and juggling teaching and competing and trying to make it be a good role model for the kids I teach and the young kids of the studio. It's definitely hard work, and yeah, I wouldn't trade anything for it at all.
Amazing. Um, we spoke a bit before. You use dance as a form of self-expression, especially when you've had a bad day or something. How do you incorporate your own emotions and experiences into your dance? So in that whether that be your teaching, your choreography, your performing, anything like that.
I think the way I incorporate my emotions into it is more when I'm at practice and competing, because when I teach I kind of have to keep a like everything's good. Yeah, you have to keep a composure. You have to make sure the kids are fine, because that's the most important thing when you're teaching. It's the kids. If they're having a good time, you're having a
You're
good
also
time.
having a good
Yeah,
time.
because they control you in the end, really. But when it's comp time and practice, if it's practice, we have a thing where you have to leave your negative energy at the door, because if you bring it in here, then everyone else is going to feel down, unless you are near one person that's really bubbly and it just might be infectious and you're just fine.
Yeah.
But when it comes to comps, I think I put myself in a mindset of not angry, but more just like, if you're on my way,
Driven,
yeah,
focused.
more focused. It's like tunnel vision.
When you are performing at comps and stuff, what emotions do you aim to bring out in the audience?
The main emotion we want to bring out in them is definitely excitement. Like I want them to be wanting more at the end of the set. Like I want them to be able to say, even if we don't come first, I want them to be able to come up to us and say, "You should have come
That was
first.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. I think you guys should have won." Instead of coming first and the crowd's kind of flat. I'd rather that than anything. I'd rather be the most entertaining than the most skilled.
Yeah.
But being both would be lovely.
um, Amazing. So obviously you are a dancer at Bloodline. Bloodline is quite culturally diverse. Can you talk about how that experience has shaped you as a dancer?
Oh yes, yes I can. The culture of Bloodline is very Islander and First Nations based, and I am neither of those. So as an outsider coming in, it's been very different learning how to navigate things. Especially when I first joined, I was just kind of like the quiet white boy in the corner. But now they've kind of welcomed me in, and I've experienced things that I would have never experienced if I didn't go there. I wouldn't have been able to see someone receive their first 21st key. I wouldn't have been able to see a whole room of people perform a haka for Hills and Winnie, like 50, 60 people. That was pretty insane. And just finding like real family-based people there, like they'll care about you no matter what. It's just lovely.
Yeah.
I love them.
And obviously when you have that community behind you, anything that you do feels great.
Yeah.
Like anywhere that you go, up or down. Do you think that dance should be like that? Like, do you think dance should be based around that feeling of family and community and experiences and inclusion?
Yeah, I feel like dance should be mainly community, but I do understand with some dances it is a solo journey, like in certain styles.
There's room to be selfish.
Yeah, there's definitely room to be selfish, as a dancer. Like if you feel you can't bring your best self to a team, then that's kind of onto you to get better. You know, it's not their job. If you're not getting better, don't blame them, blame you, because it's kind of your fault.
Pull your own weight.
Yeah, pull your own weight. Like it's everyone's working hard, and you know, there's people in other crews that want to take your spot. It's never, you know,
Malicious.
yeah, it's not malicious, but people want to take your spot because they want to be there. They're not. They just want to be able to perform on stage, and it's nothing personal. Just if you aren't meeting a certain criteria and a certain like work rate and level, then some things have to be done for the better of the team.
Excellent. Obviously, there's a lot of hard work that goes into putting together dance and training and work and stuff, and obviously it is highly competitive, and your spot is not always guaranteed. What do you think is the most misunderstood aspect of dance and that culture?
I think the most misunderstood thing is that it's easy. People think that dance is easy. You can pick it up like it's a new thing, but it really is a sport. Dance is a crazy, intense, 24/7 sport that I feel like has been recognized recently through breakdancing, which is amazing to be in the Olympics. But I feel like some people still don't give it the respect it deserves, because you know, we might not be training like rugby players running into each other all the time, or footballers running sprints up and down the football field, but you know, we still work hard, and there's a certain type of conditioning you have to be a dancer, and it doesn't discriminate at all.
No. And speaking of things like rugby and those sports being more validated, did you feel growing up as a dancer, how did not being part of those sporting communities, how did that impact you growing up as a young male?
I think I was a little bit lucky, because even though my dad is English and he loves his football, soccer, whatever people want to call it, he did initially want me to play soccer, which I did for a little bit, but as I grew up, I did fall in love with dance more, and it became a point where it's either this or that, and I chose the thing I loved more. And the communities are very different. I feel like some of the sporting ones, it's more based around, especially in Australia, I feel like it's more, you have to pay a lot more money to be in that community. But with dance, I feel like it's a lot more accepting of like your height, your gender, whatever. Like it doesn't matter, just as long as you're a good person, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
There's
in
a
some
more
sports,
personal aspect of it.
yeah, it feels like there's more connection to people in dance, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. Within your own dancing, how do you want to change the Brisbane dance scene or the dance scene in general for other young men coming through?
Like the way I want to change it is to show that you can be creative, and even if it doesn't go your way in the end, just that people can recognize it, and they see resilience and not following the normal. Because at the moment, I see a lot of crews doing the same thing, and not that it isn't good. I love it. I love watching crews do their thing, but at the same time, I'm like, I know we can do more and be more ourselves than crews from NZ or America or
Really
Philippines. Yeah.
Style.
Yeah, I want there to be more of an Australian style, because I feel like in Australia it's kind of us trying to be everything else. But then when some crews go on stage, it's like, damn, yeah, you can tell they're from Philippines, you can tell they're from Thailand, tell they're from New Zealand. I just want there to be more of a distinct style, and more of the younger generation understand.
Amazing. Well, thank you for talking with us today, Will.
Oh,
Really
good.
appreciate it.
Anytime.
So welcome.